At some point, you felt it, that strange stillness in the middle of the noise, a fleeting moment where time bent. The streetlight flickered. Someone said something you were just thinking, and you paused, not because you were afraid, but because something inside you recognized it. That moment wasn't random. It was a fracture, a ripple in the pattern, a glimpse of something deeper that your mind wasn't trained to see. We were raised to trust our five senses, to measure, calculate, analyze. But what if they've only shown you a thin layer of truth? What if everything you see is just a filtered version of what's actually happening? Quantum physics has revealed what mystics always whispered. Reality isn't fixed, it's fluid. Particles don't exist until they're observed. Time can reverse. Objects light years apart can affect each other instantly, as if distance means nothing. This isn't science fiction. It's peer-reviewed, replicated, and still barely understood. But here's where it gets personal. Your subconscious operates in that same quantum realm. While your conscious mind plays by the rules of logic and time, your subconscious doesn't. It dreams across dimensions. It senses what hasn't happened. It connects dots you never consciously see. It's not asleep. It's awake and waiting for you to catch up. The thoughts you dismiss, the instincts you smother, the dreams you forget. They're not random. They're fragments of a hidden truth your subconscious already knows. You were never meant to stay in the shallow end of reality. And now, the deeper current is pulling you back to where you began. There's something strange about your thoughts. Not just what you think, but how you think. Sometimes an idea arrives out of nowhere. Not built, not reasoned. It just appears. Complete. Instant. Where does that come from? We like to think the brain is a biological machine, electrical impulses, synapses firing, cause and effect. But quantum physics throws a wrench in that neat little picture. In the quantum world, the rules we know, time, space, order, start to collapse. A particle can be in two places at once. An outcome can be changed by simply being observed and... Now, some scientists believe your mind may work the same way. What if your thoughts don't come from within, but through you? What if the moment you think, you're actually collapsing probabilities? Just like a quantum event, your focus, your attention becomes the observer that shapes reality. This isn't just spiritual talk dressed up in science. Physicists like Roger Penrose and researchers like Stuart Hameroff have proposed something radical. That consciousness itself may arise from quantum activity happening inside the neurons, specifically in tiny structures called microtubules. Tiny, enough to operate under quantum rules, big enough to influence the whole mind. It's a theory, yes, but one that's gaining traction because it begins to explain the things traditional neuroscience can't, like the spontaneous aha moment, the flash of genius, the memory that feels like it doesn't belong to this life. If your mind is partially quantum, then you are connected to something beyond your body, beyond your life, maybe even beyond time. And your subconscious? It's the bridge. It's already listening to the quantum signals. The only question is, are you? Here's a truth that should unsettle you. Reality waits for you to look at it before it decides what to be. In the infamous double-slit experiment, particles like electrons behave like waves until someone watches. Once observed, they choose a position. Not before. The act of seeing collapses infinite possibilities into one single outcome. Now ask yourself, if your observation changes a particle, what does it mean for your thoughts, your emotions, your choices? Could your attention be a force of nature? Every moment you're alive, you're observing something. Outside you or inside, you're collapsing possibilities, shaping outcomes, not by doing, but simply by being aware. This is more than a metaphor. Some physicists and philosophers now argue that consciousness is not a side effect of the universe. It might be its source. Because here's the terrifying idea. Without the observer, reality doesn't just remain undefined, it might not exist at all, which means you are not a passive witness to life. You're a participant in its creation. Your subconscious isn't just absorbing the world, it's entangled with it. When Taiyan, you think a thought, speak a word, feel an emotion, you're influencing a quantum system that spans your body, your past, your future, and possibly the entire field of reality. This is why the subconscious feels things before they happen. Why intuition pulls you away from danger. Why dreams sometimes show what hasn't yet occurred. It's not magic. It's mechanics, just not the kind we were taught in school. Your subconscious doesn't live under your awareness. It lives beyond it, and it's already working with forces your waking mind can barely comprehend. You've felt it, haven't you? That quiet pull, that invisible tension just beneath your daily life. Like something deeper is watching, waiting, whispering from within you. It's not your imagination, it's your subconscious, tuned to something, ancient, silent, and powerful. You've been walking through life thinking your mind is isolated, that your thoughts are yours alone. But what if they're not? What if your thoughts are quantum echoes, ripples in a sea of probability, waiting for you to wake up and steer them? You're not just observing life. You're entangled with it, bound to people you've never met, influencing events before you understand them. Every decision you make, every feeling you bury, every moment you ignore the gut instinct that stirs before logic kicks in. You're either aligning with the quantum web or drowning in its noise. But here's the revelation. You don't need to fully understand it. You only need to listen, because your subconscious already speaks this language, the language of energy, of pattern, of potential. You've ignored it for years, but it's never stopped sending the signal. Dreams that felt too real, coincidences that made you pause, that strange feeling that something just shifted in your life without warning. Those were not accidents. They were invitations to see reality not as fixed, but fluid, to stop believing you are small, and to start living as the observer you truly are. Because once you realize the truth, that consciousness bends reality, you stop waiting for change, you become it. One-line CTA, step beyond belief, and start listening to the reality that's been listening to you all along.